Hello and welcome to this video series where we're checking out submissions to the Dungeoncrawler Game Jam of 2023. This time we will have a look at the Tatterdemalion Temple by dcsw. And I think we will see the full name in just a bit. And before we jump into the game, let's have a look at the description here. The theme is duality, so you have only two choices where you interact with monsters or make decisions. And then we have the controls. Escape, bring up controls and statistics screen in-game. Keep that in mind. We have W for forward, then backward, left, right, rotate right, the usual. Space is wait a turn, and 1 and 2 is for the decisions. And then, sorry, Windows didn't build. I'll see if I can resolve this issue and upload a Windows build later. And as you can see, there's no Windows build available. So it's only Apple and Linux. And that means that we need to play the game in a browser here, because I don't have Apple or Linux. Now, this leads to a couple of issues, or let's say a lot of issues in general, potential issues, but two very concrete issues in this case. Listen to the music. Doesn't sound that nice anymore, does it? So as soon as I click on some other task, so that or not even another task, if I do not have this plugin of the game active, I guess that Windows does not assign enough resources to the game, and that means that the music will be pretty much broken. So you will hear that a couple of times during this video, because I need to select some other stuff in OBS to show you some stuff. The other issue is that we can hit escape for our statistics here, and this will also show you how much magic, charisma, and so on we have. However, the issue is that escape closes the game in full screen mode and goes back to a windowed mode. So I basically cannot show you the game in full screen, otherwise it would switch around all the time. There is also the F key to switch to full screen, but that also kind of doesn't work, because then we can still not use escape, because that would also close full screen. So we need to play that in a browser here, unfortunately, and that also means that because I don't want to resize the stuff and cut it out and so on, you will have these this overlay stuff on top of that. But I hope that everything is still visible, so you can see that, like, we have 10 gold, then our hit points, mana, and whatever that is. Portrait, of course, the compass. I think everything is still visible and shouldn't be that much of a deal. So with that, let's start a new game. I need to refresh the page here. I will switch over to full screen just to show you a couple of things. Yeah, let's start. For days you have been trudging through the jungle, searching for the entrance to the temple. Finally you believe you have found it. Choose your reason for entering. And then we have two choices, basically two game modes. Inside this rotting temple is an accursed beast. You will find it, you will kill it, you will exact a revenge for the atrocities it has committed against you. Goal, find and kill the boss. So we have to kill a boss here. And the second one is, this temple is fat with monsters and loot. You will clear this well-worn temple and make it your palace. Goal, kill or otherwise convince 20 monsters to leave and have 100 gold. And I think killing the boss is nicer. Maybe we will do the other one as well, but I think we will probably kill the 20 monsters on the way anyways. So let's take the revenge thing. And yeah, I think the first thing you will notice is the floor. At least that was the case for me, because the floor is not correct in terms of perspective. It is a bit weird. Like it tries to go into that direction, but I think it isn't quite. And of course the walls here are, I mean, this is supposed to be forest, but you can see clearly that it's a plain wall. And it's even like reflecting the light in some way, I think. Maybe not, but it is a bit like painted walls. Not a big deal, and now you could hear the sound issues again, but that you kind of need to ignore, I think, because I have to play it in the browser here. Very unfortunate, but I hope that the developer will be able to provide an updated, downloadable version later on. And I will also tell you a couple of things which I think should be improved here. And are hopefully easy to fix. Okay, so now we are in the dungeon and we are getting attacked by a nicely drawn dog, Zulu or Aztec warrior type of guy. So, alright, let's attack, I guess. So we have full hit points, we have full mana. I'm not sure, this might be the charisma. So we have mistrust and health, and if they are the same, we can also just try to talk and then bribe, for example. And he says, grrr, and now the mistrust increased and the health is still normal. So I guess it's better to just kill him. Let's try that. And every time I click on sword, basically attack sword, you can see that we are doing damage. But he also does damage. Unfortunately, we cannot see how much damage he is doing. And I think here you can already see one issue. Let's move forward and turn left. There's the chest. Let's open it. Stronger magic defense. Alright, so we get... I think these are random. But you could see the chest already from a very weird angle. Magic defense. Or was it magic defense? Well, magic defense here. Okay. Monsters defeated 1, boss defeated false. Alright. Okay, we have a nice dwarf portrait here. Let's kill that guy as well. A garden dwarf. Very low health. So let's try and use magic. We use up some mana. And Mr. Dwarf is dead. So now you can probably see the issue a bit better. So on this tile, there's supposed to chest. But it's not showing on this tile, it's showing on the next tile. And there are a couple of issues where objects or even walls are displayed at the wrong position. So the chest is basically, yeah, one incorrect tile, and it might even be, and I think it's also the incorrect angle. So we go there. Now we turn over and now we can see the chest. Let's open it. Our magic got stronger. Open that. There's another chest and you can see that it's inside the wall. It should have been one tile before. Found 24 gold. Alright. And another different dog warrior. They look quite cool. So let's try and charm him. No thanks. Okay, well in that case, I'm sorry, but you have to die. We can see that we are doing significantly more damage now. Open the door. We do not have a map, but we do have the compass here. Attack. We can use magic. Magic is much stronger now. Open. More magic! 29 gold. Alright. Open. Attack. Yeah, we should use magic. Attack, magic, attack, magic. And we should probably try to find all the chests before we face the boss. I don't know how strong the boss is. And I can also try to move around with the keyboard now. Hopefully, yeah, that works. Sometimes in web builds this also does not work. Open. Usually I just need to refresh the browser in that case though. Alright, mistrust. Let's try to talk him out of fighting us. Charm. Charmed. So enemy ran away. Yeah, there we have the chest again. It should be in a different place. 8 gold. Open. A better shield. Okay, let's kill him. I mean, we might just stumble into the boss. Attack. Magic. Yeah, and this room is super was super confusing when I... Oh no, this is a different room. A different room than I had in mind. I ran into one room before, and on that one I was quite confused, and I found that there was a bug in there which was very visible. Charm. What? Okay, didn't work. Let's just burn him to ashes. Unfortunately, we're also running out of mana. So maybe we should save the mana now for some for the boss, for example. Or maybe we can get back. Let's try and charm. What? No. Bribe? Nope. Okay, let's just kill him. I would like to have a display about what is happening and maybe some feedback about that we are hitting them, some sound effect or something like that. We have 7 gold, 13 gold, a better shield, mistrust, talk, and charm. No thanks. Not our problem. We are not losing any hit points anymore. Die! Alright, 3 chests. Open. Charisma, 43. Another one. Stronger magic. Attack. Better shield. Alright. I feel like there are sometimes the controls are ignored. Even if I'm using them rather slowly. But I can also talk about that in just a minute. Attack, attack, attack. So I like the different enemy graphics. And also the dungeon graphics are nice. They are just, the perspective is kind of broken or weird. I think we are just at the exit again. I'm not sure if they are just respawning the enemies. It feels like maybe there's a mix of both. Open. Gold. Gold. Open. Okay. Open. Yeah, so they were approaching us, so they do move. So we are already at 160. Oh, this seems to be the boss. Let's not kill. Oh! Okay. Boss is attacking us. Yeah, it's not super spectacular. The grueling exploration, the hunt for the monster with grim satisfaction. You have tracked the monster and exacted your revenge. Yay, you win. Alright, so we already have beaten the game before I was able to show you what I wanted to show. Alright. Anyways, let's start and do the other quest then, which I think we will also easily be able to do. Glory! 20 monsters and 100 gold. I think we almost did that before. Maybe we try to charm them again. Insulted! Okay, well, in that case, die! Alright. Open. Magic. I know we can talk. Charm. What? No? Okay, then in that case, die. Yeah, the combat is not spectacular. Better shields. Gold. Open. Charm. Insulted. Magic. 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 But we are kind of dying. I mean, it's random then what you find in the chests. Ah, healed. Nice. And again, well, okay. As I said, it's random. Now we got lucky. Attack. Talk and charm. No thanks. Okay. Open. Open. Okay. Some bigger rooms here. Charisma, 39. Is that? No, this is Okay, just a sec. I'm looking for a big room, which I can... Probably this is also... Oh, we are back at the beginning. I think. No, this is a different... This is an exit. Interesting. Huh. Yeah, this is the room I wanted to use to show you stuff. Alright. So, I think you might be able to see the issue with this movement, sidestepping to the left and right. So, you have this wall here, this tile is basically incorrect, is displayed incorrectly. It's not the same case on the right side, but this room, and I drew a map before, just for this small room. This room is looking like this. Sorry, it takes a bit until it's focusing. 1 second. Like this. So we are looking forward into this room. And if I'm sidestepping... Oh, this is actually turning, sorry. Sidestepping. You can see that the wall is following us. And we also cannot see the end of the room, which, I mean, yeah, the drawing distance is just not high enough. But if you are standing here and look into the room, you would not think that the room looks like what it does, right? Because this wall is displayed incorrectly. Now it's displaying the door, which is actually 1 tile further away. And I think the same is also applying to the chests, which we saw before, the crates, which we saw before. They are displayed on the wrong tile, basically, and the wrong perspective. And there are not many rooms which are that big as this one, so probably didn't show up when testing that. You keep in mind, this is a jam game, it was only developed for 7 days, right? So issues might happen. So I'm just saying that this is a graphical glitch, which should be very easy to fix. But still, regarding the perspective, and for that, let's switch into full screen for just a second. So for the perspective, as I mentioned, the floor is a bit irritating because it does not quite following the same aspect or depth, sense of depth as the angle of the walls suggest. So it looks like it's not matching together. But another thing which is a bit off, not hugely off, but how far the walls are going inwards and how long they are. So this also looks a bit off, like this wall here is a bit short maybe, and this is a bit long. And then we got this wall, which is almost the same length as that one. And it's also very wide here. And if we use compare that with Grimrock, for example, you can see that Grimrock has bigger tile sizes, which, I mean, there's nothing... the tile size which is in this game is totally fine. I'm just saying that Grimrock uses different tile sizes. And you can see that this field in front of you, in front of us, is much bigger than the one after. And this is not quite the case in this game. And you can see that the angle here is about the same. Like, these lines here are in parallel. So you would think that they need to shrink by the same amount. I mean, it depends on the field of view and so on, but still. Now we can switch over to Lands of Lore, which is a bit more similar maybe to this one. But there, while the length of the tile fits a bit better, this is actually... 1 second. Like this. No, 1 second. Yeah, it's always a bit complicated with thousands of overlays and you need to grab the right one. So this is the actual perspective of Lands of Lore, but you see more from the tile you're standing on. So I just pushed that down a bit. But you can see that while the tile size seems to be the same, the angle is very different. And that also does not really match. I mean, it's not far off, but it just confirms what I initially thought, that it looks like very going very straight together in a very sharp angle, and that the distances here feel a bit off. And of course, with the other perspective, well, issues like the floor and like this drawing bug and like the chest bug, there is some stuff which would need to be fixed for the for the graphics here, so that you have a proper orientation. I don't think that fixing the angles or the tile size is actually a thing. It's too much work to do that now for a jam game, I guess, unless you really want to turn that into a commercial game or something. But of course, this drawing bug with the like here on the left side, this now looks like suddenly there is another wall appearing. There is no wall. This is broken, basically. So I think that's a bug which should be very easy to fix, like this one. And the same goes for the chests, and it would make a better impression if that was fixed. So now let's switch back to the... Oh, let's first kill that one. And have a look at our statistics. I'm not... Maybe we just needed to get... I'm not sure if we needed to get 100 gold or 200 gold. Well, I guess we can just stay in this view now, and then... regarding the controls, so see that wall, that crate in the wall, that's incorrectly displayed. I just want to point that out so that also the developer knows how to... More magic. How to fix that, or how to avoid something like that in any next game or something like that. Alright. Attack! No, let's use talk and charm. No thanks. Okay, well, in that case, we have to die. And there was another crate. Yes, open. Found 16 gold. Now we have over 200. I think... Oh, we got a better sword. We should probably just win by killing more and more enemies. And at some point, we probably have our 20 enemies together. And I guess we will then get like this end screen thing. Let's talk about the controls for just a second. And you can see, and it is a bit weird in that regard. So let me one second. This one is turning, right? Q and E. So if I move forward and turn right, nothing. Oh, some dude showed up. And now we won. Okay. You win. You tell everyone you cleared out your new palace on a lark. You've defeated enough monsters that everyone knows who the new boss is. It's you, and you're rich. You win. Alright, awesome. Alright. Let's start the game again. 1 second. Alright, so I started the game again and killed the first few enemies, so that we have a better, or we have some room to run around in. So again, we move forward and turn right, and you can see that my right turn is ignored. Even though it's... I didn't want to do that. Even though it's instant, like instant move, it is ignoring new commands for quite a bit. And this, of course, is also a bit unfortunate. This might be due to calculating all the enemies and not accepting any new commands during that time. So forward, right, forward, right, forward, right, nothing happening. So we basically, after each step, we need to wait a bit, and that doesn't feel great. And this even happens if I click on the buttons here. I clicked on that, I clicked on that. Half of the time it's just ignored. So that would also be something. I'm not sure if this can be fixed. Because it might, you see that the game is turn-based, and it might just be that everything is locked while the enemy performs the action of all the enemies running around. So I think the graphics are nice in terms of what textures they are, in the world, like the wall texture, even the floor texture, but of course it's not used in a great way. The interface is kind of, well, cheapish, but it's functional. We also have the statistics view with the escape key, which I cannot show you at the moment. Of course, the arrow keys are also not the nicest looking ones, but that's fine. So I would say regarding the visuals, it's okay, but it's also not like outstandingly great. The sound. We have some walking noises, which are okay. We unfortunately have no sound in combat, and we have a nice but very short loop in the background, which I guess for the length of the game it's okay, but it can get annoying rather quickly. So I would say from the sound perspective it's also okay, but it's not great, and especially I would have liked something in combat, and even if it's just some button click sound that you actually do the attack, that would be nice. Yeah, the perspective, as I mentioned, would be great if that could be fixed with with this one, which is definitely a bug. And with the chests maybe as well. I think they're just placed at the wrong tile and put in the wrong angle. That would also be nice if that could be fixed. The combat, the idea with the duality to always have two options, I wouldn't say it's a super strong point, but I think it's a nice implementation. So it's if you attack, you can decide between melee and magic. So first you decide between attack and talk. And if you decide attack, you can switch between melee and magic. And if you select talk, you can decide between charm and bribe. Though I don't know what bribe actually does. Maybe it's easier, but it takes out money. I'm not sure. So that is an easy, a nice implementation of duality, but it's also not very well. There is this tactics involved, at least, to decide what action do you want to do. Like, do you prefer to attack, or do you prefer to charm? Because the mistrust is lower, for example. So that's at least something you need to think about when you get into combat, which is nice. So it's not just clicking on enemies, but so in theory, but in practice, 99% of the cases you just click on one thing. So I wouldn't say that the combat is great, but it's okay. Overall, I think it's a nice entry, which has a start and a finish, even 2 different quests. Another thing with the duality, which is nice. And yeah, it's a nice entry with a couple of bugs and issues, which some of them I think are easy to be fixed. And it would be nice to see a Windows build update with maybe yes, these perspective and drawing fixes being in, maybe a sound for attacking. So that has been the Tatterdemalion Temple, quite a mouthful, by dcsw. And yeah, I'm giving also this kind of detailed feedback so that the developers get more like ideas about what could be improved. It's not just to rant about the game and say everything is bad. I just want to give some like constructive feedback so that there's some awareness of things which can be improved. So if you're interested in seeing more videos about the jam, you can also check out my playlist down in the video description with all the entries where I released videos so far. And of course you can also subscribe to the channel to not miss any of the new videos. And with that, thank you for watching and I hope to see you again next time. Bye bye.